Surveillance video captures an altercation between a local corrections officer and an inmate. Now that officer is facing charges. 24-hour News 8's Megan Stumble joining us now with the story that has the Department of Corrections in shock. Megan?
Well, the Department of Corrections is standing behind Officer Tamika Brown for her actions that she took on February 12th. It happened at Bellamy Creek Correctional Facility in Ionia, and the county prosecutor declined an on-camera interview, saying the video speaks for itself.
Most of the physical altercation takes place just outside the angle of the camera, but prosecutor Ron Shaver says he's not all that interested in what goes on during the scuffle.
Here's the inmate. He's being escorted by this guy. He's handcuffed behind the back. This is the officer who ultimately was charged.
Shaver says the telling part of this incident is here, where inmate Daniel Irvin lunges at Officer Tamika Brown, but then retreats on his own. Shaver says Brown pursues him and hits the 18-year-old with her handcuffs instead of walking away. The result of this incident, Brown is injured to the point that she was treated at a local hospital. Administrators at Bellamy Creek forwarded this case on to Michigan State Police, hoping criminal charges would be filed against the inmate. An internal investigation cleared Brown of any wrongdoing.
This staff member, this officer, took appropriate action in defending herself and assisting in the restraining of this prisoner so he wouldn't harm other staff.
John Cordell with the Department of Corrections says Irvin has a long history of misconduct, including 7 assaults against staff since 2008. Brown's attorney says circumstances like that cannot be seen by looking at the video and calls the display incomplete.
The Ionia County prosecutor is claiming that Ms. Brown should have simply stood her ground, but to imply that a police officer or a state trooper or a prison or correction guard has to wait to be assaulted before they're able to respond to an inmate that's clearly out of control is absolutely ludicrous.
The charge against Brown, assault with a dangerous weapon, is a felony charge. Because that is pending against her, the DOC says it was forced to suspend her without pay.
Brown has 12 years with the DOC, and while the department would not release her personnel record, a spokesperson said that her work history was stellar. The preliminary hearing for this case was postponed, and it has not been rescheduled. It's certainly a story that we will stay on top of. At the live desk, I'm Megan Stumble, 24-hour News 8.